Hey guys, Michael here. Hey, back for some more Energy Worker University, and we're getting to part 3 of the challenge here. We're getting really far. I hope you guys are doing well. If you guys have any questions so far, just let me know in the comments because we're getting pretty far into this challenge. Now, I want you guys to know something. So far, we've been going over a lot of, kind of the stuff where you really get indwelling in your heart and that love frequency for not only your sense of being in yourself, but also lucidly, consciously being aware of the transformations that are going on in you as you've been dwelling in that frequency and watching it, and also drawing in that higher energy from the higher self, and also becoming more in tune with the emotional body and the lower self during when you've done your shadow work and stuff. So to let you guys know that this process doesn't just take a month. It can take anywhere from months to years, and you just keep working at this process. And you can do a lot in a year or even a month, but there'll be still stuff you can discover. And the veil just keeps on lifting to where you'll be able to find more and more about yourself. And it's how much you're able to be aware that the more these things will come to light and the more that will stay in your mind. So remember, most of all, when you begin to reveal these parts of yourself and bring these to the surface, remember to keep lucidity of this and keep that lucidity of that heart center and what you've been experiencing so you can keep this up and maintain it. Now, looking at my notes here for what we've got for today's videos here, um, what we've been working on so far is, like, as I said, at first we established contact with the heart center and the soul, and we dwelled in it and became much more in tune with it, and we even started to pull the energies from the higher self, and we're going to be all wanting to do that kind of stuff. And we also did some shadow work where we're uniting parts of our consciousness together, and you're becoming a much more of a whole person. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting, and this is where it's going to get really deep. And I will admit, this part is, in some ways, can be kind of scary because you're going really deep into your soul and, in some ways, your spirit, and you're going to be going to depths of yourself that may be sometimes maybe not the most pleasantest thing. And I'm going to be showing you guys some safety stuff to what you're going to be able to expect and see in there. But it's also going to be the spot where you're going to see a lot of memories from both past lives and, not only your own life as well, like, maybe when you're a baby or things that haven't been cleared up yet. So you can do a lot of shadow work in this area. And, you might even see yourself on another planet, and you may see the memories from that because you're an alien here. You're a starseed. You came from another planet, and you just came here to inhabit this body. You're still human, like the rest of us, but your energy and frequency is different. And, that's not to say you're, like, super special. And, like, it's because we're all special in our own way, whether you have more of that human trait, the soul, or you're a starseed. It doesn't matter. You have your own lessons and your own beingness to worry about. It's just like some of us will go from different areas where we'll go from this planet to this planet, and we'll begin to learn more things as we go along. Now, we're going to be reaching into the subconscious here, and I'm going to go over the safety stuff first before I actually go on to what to expect and what it looks like. Now, when you're in this place, you remember when we went to the mountain or into the cave here, and we saw the light here, and we also saw it up here, and that was our soul and our heart center. Now, when you were there is a deep found of love there and understanding of yourself, where you can see yourself as the true you, and that is a lot of love. You want to get an idea of what that feels like and keep that feeling within you as you go through this process for what we're going to get into next. Now, like for those of you that don't know how to continually dwell in this frequency all the time, you know, I've showed some of my videos like how to adjust your frequency manually in your body, and you can start to bring that frequency up. Now, it can be a little tough to maintain that frequency and shifting that. And, you know, the energetic frequency is like, you can actually feel that energetic frequency. Like, I'm just not talking just to bullshit you guys. Like, frequency is a very real thing, and it's an energetic thing that you can feel. You can feel it in the air, you can feel it in the room, you can feel it while you're walking down the street with food, everything. So, no matter what, frequency is there, and, you know, just as a little tip here, I'm going to put a little video up here, and I'm going to give you also kind of a little introduction on frequency and feeling the frequency in your own body so you can begin to understand the frequency of other things. Now, for example, I focus on my finger here, draw energy up to that finger. Now, pretty easy. And now what I want you to notice with your finger as you're feeling the energy, not just visualizing, you really want to feel this, is you want to notice there's almost kind of a slight oscillation to the energy itself. That is the frequency of the energy itself. And, you know, each energy has its own frequency, and it can have its own energies and lessons all contained in it. So, by understanding these frequencies that we feel or around us, you can understand what's going on around you, if food's good, and you just begin to understand what each of these frequencies mean. And this can take time, and I understand that. It may just like you just feel the frequency and you're like, so what? But the more you dwell into that frequency, the more you'll begin to understand the different frequencies around you. But enough on that. Alright. You want to be now that love frequency I was talking about, when you feel that depth of love for yourself and who you really are, you want to dwell in that love frequency. You know, that love frequency can feel like when if you're a parent and you hold your child for the first time in your arms in the hospital, you feel that really deep love, or when you fell in love with somebody for the first time, and not a lustful love, more just like that deep love where you felt like they understood you and like they meant the world to you. So that can be very much what it feels like. And I want you to keep that feeling when you go into this place that we're going to be going here. Now, down in that place, like some channelers, like will draw from the subconscious here, and part of the place where we'll be going is the subconscious and different parts of ourselves. But what can dwell in there are negative confluences or negative beings within yourself, and they're just parts of you that haven't been transformed, and sometimes they can be channeled. And what I would advise is you keep in that frequency to like not be fooled in what they are, because they will draw back when they feel that presence. And you know, you'll heal them with your shadow work in the coming days, but first we have to really begin to explore our own mind and find ourselves, and then we can really start to bring everything back together. Now, that's just a little safety measure, so you can run into things in your own mind and subconscious that you may not even know about. So keep that in mind. Alright. Now, here's what this place actually looks like. Now, this can manifest as different things, and I say manifest because manifest means like it presents itself, it creates, and it presents itself as something. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting a manifestation of what your soul mind looks like, or your heart center mind, where a lot of your identity is stored. Now, for me, what it looks like is sometimes it's like a house, and it contains different memories and doorways in this house. So I can have a little doorway here, a little doorway here, and you can walk in between each of these doorways and visit memories or places in your life. Now, sometimes, like it can be in a variety of places. Like I can walk out the door and it'll be dark outside. So let's put this darkness out here. All right. Now, also for me, it's like I've also seen my mind as a giant sphere, and in some places kind of diamond shaped, and I go to different memories and such. And there's also a shadow edge around here. Now, I want you to notice something here. This shadowy edge always seems to show up every time you're in this place. So keep that in mind. And then there's a darker patch out here. Now you're probably thinking, Michael, what is this place out here? Okay, so we got shadow. I hope that's not too small for you guys. Shadow. And okay, darkness out here. Now this isn't bad darkness. I don't want you to misunderstand me. This is just parts of yourself that aren't revealed yet. Now I'm going to teach you something about each of these. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to go down into your mind at first, and then we'll go into our heart center. Now there's other places you can go and where you can have your whole mind at access. I want you to kind of go in this as steps rather than all at once. So clear your mind. Take a deep breath. Now I want you to feel a memory, like any memory at all. And for me, right now, it kind of feels like I'm in a room, or sometimes like I'm watching a movie. Now, I want you to take your focus away from that memory, but expand your mind out to where you consciously are. And I want you to be very lucid about this, where you're actually at. For me, I'm in a room. You guys may be somewhere different. I don't know how you guys' minds are going to manifest where you're at. And I can walk out of this room here, and I can start exploring the house that is my mind, and behind every doorway is a memory. And like I can pretty much put myself instantly there. But you want to really explore this part here first and kind of get to know it. And for me, once I kind of start to explore it more, it kind of turns into that sphere again. So I go to the edge of the sphere, and it's all light kind of around the sphere. And around that is you'll start to see the shadowy edges, and in that shadowy edge is like the subconscious. And that subconscious is where a lot of past childhood memories are and everything else, and you can actually start to dwell and see in those memories. So you can actually visit those memories. And so what you want to do when you go into that shadow is you want to feel that heart frequency as you walk in there, just for your own safety's sake, and so you can deal with anything that comes up there if it's not so great. And I really want you to feel your way through this and feel what's around you. Don't go into any place that you feel is unwelcoming yet until you feel like you can handle it and you feel in your heart you need to go there. So really pay attention to your heart when you do this. Oh, I may have to do videos. Now the next part, that next barrier is that darker edge. And when you go in there, there are parts of yourself from past lives, and also you can begin to find, even parts of you that have been off planet and such, and that's where you can get a sense of your identity in there. And that heart frequency in there begins to light that area up, and you want to wait there in those spots and make sure to follow your heart with this. If you don't feel like you should go in certain spots, don't go in there yet. Wait on going into those spots. So don't go into them if you don't feel like it. Alright. Now, one last thing as an additional exercise I want you guys to do is I'll also want you guys to go to your heart center, and for those of you that know your own energy field and can feel it, and I taught you guys how to feel your own energy field, I can show you guys real quick. Now, focus on the edge of your energy and feel the energy in your body like I've shown you in the exercises before, and feel your entire energy in your body. And you want to feel that outer edge of yourself. But now also focus in on the heart center and focus in on your spine. Now, there's something called solar discs along your spine, and they're all the way through the chakras. Now I want you to start spinning these discs, counterclockwise and clockwise. And I want you guys to expand and just feel yourself expand outwards, going more and more outwards till you can go as far as you can, even going out into space and beyond. And just expand and feel like parts of yourself light up as you go through this. So go through the different chakras and everything, meridians and little minor energy centers. Feel that all light up within you. And you'll be surprised what can activate in you the more you stimulate the energy in you. So for this week, I want you to do that technique and also walking the shadows there, so you can really begin to explore your mind and the different parts of it. Now, as I said, don't go anywhere that you feel is uncomfortable. You want to take this slow. I don't want any of you to go crazy, because I know some people have gone crazy from approaching doors that are a little too much for them. So be aware of that. And if you guys have any questions, you can put it down in the comments below. And I know some of this may feel like, he's just saying stuff, and, your mind doesn't actually feel like that. Humor me and put those techniques into place, because you'll find out these places are very real places, and they are places that you can go that can have a lot of power. Now, there's a lot more to this, and I could be on here for an hour, but I want to kind of keep this at a relatively good length for you guys. And if you guys want more, you could put that in the comments below, and I can talk a bit more with whatever questions you ask. Anyways, if you guys want to see more, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. And just make sure to run through what I've asked you guys to do this week. Anyways, have a great night, guys.